In a world in crisis, can three idiots find hope in the darkest of places? Will love conquer all, or will hate win out in the end? This is a show called Hate.
I'm ready.
I'm not using that.
I think you should.
It's not happening.
I think you should use that.
None of this is in the podcast. Hello and welcome to a show called Hate. A podcast about love, hate, and everything in between. What's the normal intro? Is that it?
That's pretty much
And
it.
to get a little perspective,
Hello.
I skip the intro if I'm honest.
Oh, no.
I get to the good stuff.
I just pressed the 15-second forward button.
Yeah.
On my.
I get to the gubbins
application.
of this.
Frankly, I'm just happy the two of you are listening.
Well,
I'm listening now.
Yeah. I wouldn't say I'm a listener.
No, definitely not.
Silly wouldn't call myself a fan.
Let's not say things we can't take back.
No.
I'm podcast adjacent, not necessarily a follower.
Yeah, I'm on the podcast. It doesn't mean I'm a fan of the podcast.
Let's try that again, shall
All
we?
right, cool, yeah.
Hello and welcome to a show called Hate, a podcast about love, hate, and everything in between. I'm John.
I'm Nick.
I'm Chris.
And I've completely forgotten how it's meant to go.
I think you missed that.
Yeah,
Who cares?
I feel like I missed a bit. Like
And in search of a little perspective or something.
Yeah.
Something about perspective.
love, hate, and everything. Oh, it doesn't matter.
We'll have that in post.
Yeah, this is fine.
Again, no one listens to it. So
This is a seamless professional show for professional people.
Format is king.
Format is king, and we never deviate.
Never.
That's
Not
great.
once.
Although we are, on
This is all completely scripted.
we are on a bit of a streak right now.
The last time we said that, we cancelled for a year.
In what way are we on a streak?
Well, I gotta say,
We're putting a podcast out every week.
we've been pretty reliably recording, and it's all killer, no filler.
It's
all
really,
good.
really
If you
good.
say so.
It's really
I don't
good.
listen to it as I say. So
Right now,
No.
I'd say it's one of the best podcasts out there.
And it
to
sounds
listen to.
great.
Yeah.
And
It's one of-
it sounds great.
Oh, the audio quality.
The audio is
It's
fantastic,
fantastic.
Which is the most important thing. I
It's
think,
one
in
of the
podcasts.
best hate-related podcasts in this local area at a certain time of day.
Definitely.
I would say.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yes.
I can safely say that when we plug in and start recording, right now, Cheltenham is touched by greatness.
Yeah. And they know somehow. They feel that.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
feel that
There's
greatness.
We have
effervescence to the people.
Yeah.
and we are the second best hate-fueled podcast currently being recorded in the mile
On this
a mile
street.
radius. Oh, don't get me started on Larry. Yeah, that bastard cornering the market. my
Larry's
ass.
Hate Festival. No one listens to that.
I have a question.
Oh,
for-
I do. Oh no, I shouldn't
No,
say.
no. What's that T-shirt you're wearing? Is that Larry's? Hate
Larry's
Festival?
Hate Festival.
actually interested in my T-shirt.
No, we're not.
I was looking at your T-shirt earlier.
It's a stormtrooper.
But you hate Star Wars.
Yeah.
Tell me, Chris Ray, is that an unlicensed fan composite?
No,
image
this is
which
fully
you-
licensed
Is that fully
by
licensed?
Lucasfilm.
By George Lucas himself.
George
In fact, he
Lucas.
signed it.
This is actually a self-portrait of George Lucas.
Yeah, not many people know the Stormtroopers helmets are based on George Lucas's
Yeah.
actual face.
But it's actually a stormtrooper helmet which is sort of merged into the top of the Death Star.
It's very cool.
What's kind of weird about it is that because the Death Star's spherical body has merged into the helmet,
The top of the
and there is a kind of divot.
there is
A huge dish.
Now,
Yeah.
now, hardcore fans would probably say that's a reference to the stormtrooper banging his head on the
on the door.
on the door.
In
That's the way I interpret it.
The first movie.
In
Well,
A New
well,
Hope.
you've kind of stolen my thunder because I was going to say, it looks like he's banged his helmet.
Oh,
he's
sorry,
been
I didn't know.
Japanning.
I didn't realise that's what you were going to say.
It's fine.
Japanning.
We should have spoken about this beforehand.
Japanning.
Is that one of George Lucas's short experimental projects he's been promising to work on all these years?
I hope he doesn't keep that promise.
Making T-shirts. That's a promise you can break, George. It's
Yes,
fine.
please feel free to.
I have a question for the table.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I've had a.
Oh, God. This sounds
uh,
deep. The tone of your voice
It sounds
changed
like
then.
scene setting, and I'm not.
I'm just saying,
whether
just
I'm
bear,
ready for
bear,
context.
bear with me, okay? Work's been quite hard last week.
Sure.
I've been working pretty, flat out. They're getting their money's worth out of me.
Huh.
So I was driving home the other day, and I was going to say, like, when you're feeling tired, is there any greater feeling than pulling up to a traffic light and seeing a massive articulated lorry with two porter cabins on its back,
Oh God.
trying to do a 90-degree turn with a queue about a mile long
Oh,
of cars
no.
behind it,
Ooh.
and looking at that horrible scene
Yes.
and seeing the poor driver reverse an inch, forward an inch, back an inch, and knowing I'm not going that way.
That's a joy. That's pure joy.
As I drove past all those poor people, I was like, yeah, fuck you.
I mean,
Life's pretty great.
I feel really sorry for the drivers who he helped up.
Mm.
I feel very sorry for himself, because of, that's a difficult manoeuvre. But I feel most sorry for the guy in the poor cabin mid-shit.
So what's happening?
Why are we only moving forwards a bit and then back a bit? Declan,
What did I do? Oh wait, but he's in on it.
Yeah,
Like,
he
he knows who's driving.
He knows Declan he's driving, yeah. He just wanted to get to work and get shit in.
That is a prank that's gone too far, though. If he's tied his mate to the back of his articulated lorry,
Declan!
and then he's thinking, shit, I can't make this turn. We're going to be here an hour.
I'll have you
doing
fired for this, Declan.
I've got to say, like, I every time I see a large vehicle, I get a little stab of anxiety because I'm just like, I'm so glad I'm not driving that.
I would hate that job.
Yeah.
I think the same thing often. Like I see like a lorry trying to pull out of a lay-by or whatever on a motorway, and he's just sat there signalling right, and you just know that he's got an acceleration equivalent to like, I don't know, a gerbil and a wheel, to get him to pull away, and he's not going to be doing that for the next 20 minutes. And I'm so glad I'm not you.
It's horrendous.
Yeah, it's a good feeling.
Godspeed to all those lorry drivers.
And he's still there.
Yeah.
Right now. We'll check in on him on the way home. We'll just make sure he's okay.
He's managed 45 degrees.
It's literally, if we look out the window, no, he's still going. He's still going.
We'll come back in a few years. I've been trying to get this lorry around this corner. Man and boy.
It's our life now.
My granddad started this endeavour, and I'm going to finish it. Who's got a hate?
I've got hate.
Oh,
right in
hello.
there, powerful.
My hate is taxidermy.
Good gracious.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, what? Like,
what about it specifically, or
fuck it,
just
just
generally?
the whole principle of tax. I don't get why you would want that on your wall.
Sure. I get that.
I don't get why you would want to go through the process of making it. For this podcast, I did a bit of research as to how you do it. And I mean, it's in every way as gory.
I'm actually
as you'd expect.
fascinated by what you're about to say.
I can tell from the tone of your voice.
Yeah.
I am.
I said it with a certain level of
fascinated.
disdain, I felt.
No.
No. I am interested. No, I am interested.
So the thing is, right, is that I thought with taxidermy, the way it works is that you take the guts and stuff out, but other than that, you keep everything as is.
Bones and everything.
Yeah, but you don't. This is the weird thing. There is a form of taxidermy where you keep the bones and everything, but the true way, the way
we call that straight sacking it.
That's cheating.
That's called stapling your dog to a wall. Yeah. So what you do is you kill an animal.
Oh yeah.
All
You got it. Please make sure the animal is dead. I cannot stress that enough.
I mean, you kill the animal, or you find a contract killer to do it for you.
Yeah. Or you wait.
Okay. Yeah.
You just play the longest game. And so you got a dead animal. Then what you got to do is you've got to cut its skin off.
Well,
I mean, standard, isn't it? Apparently.
some of that will cut its inside out.
Yeah, scoop
Like,
it
it's
out
one
with
or
like
the-
an
it's
ice
one
cream
or the other,
scoop or
really,
something.
like,
yeah,
yeah.
exactly. So you cut all the skin off, but you've got to do it in such a way, and I swear to God, this is how the guide that I read described it, in such a way as you can put it back on as though you were putting on a pair of trousers or a jacket. That's how it worded it. This was WikiHow.
There's a lot in that process that can go wrong.
Yeah.
From just a manufacturing point of view.
And this guide was like for a home hobbyist sort of taxidermist,
No,
right? So
no.
it's like, make sure you have like a Stanley knife.
I'm just gonna. There is no such thing
No.
as a home hobbyist taxidermist.
Make sure
what
to
you
clean
are
your animal
describing is a
traps.
serial killer.
Well, yes. This plays into why I fucking hate
Okay,
it.
context is everything.
Yeah.
In a museum, it's art.
Well-
At home, in my basement,
You are a serial killer.
Yeah.
I don't care if you waited. I don't care if you played the longest game. Like, you are a killer.
under a single swinging light bulb. This is a crime.
It's really hard to see with these shadows, but fuck, I'm going to go with the aesthetic. So you rip this skin off in such a way as to be able to put it on like,
in
a pair of
one
trousers.
piece.
Yeah, so you've got a sort of animal sleeve.
That's very fragile.
And there's a whole load of
element.
shit you've got to do with this skin, which I won't bore you with, but it involves a lot of salting, a lot of rubbing.
Wear it for a bit.
Yeah. I mean, that's natural.
Stretch it out.
Right?
Dance,
Yeah.
dance about your neighbour's garden.
Wait till it rains, put it on, go outside.
Scan. He's back again.
Imagine you
It's
live next
Rathead.
door.
Why is he here?
You live next door, right, to a taxidermist.
Oh.
And you're looking out in the
Max.
garden, as I do. I look Max, let's call him
Oh,
Max. Max the taxidermist.
Yeah.
Maxi Taxi.
Maxidermist.
Maxidermist. And I often look out the window in my house and think, oh, what a lovely garden I have.
Sure.
Let's spy on the neighbours.
Yeah, let's hope.
Because everyone does that.
Let's
Yeah,
hope
yeah,
it's
yeah.
Max in a bikini. Like,
Yeah.
let's hope.
That's the best scenario
Best
in
case
this
at this point.
situation. You're looking at his washing line and it's just all full animal skins
Oh, God.
hanging on every bit
Cut
of
it
it.
away as though it could be put on like a pair of trousers.
But that's worse in a way, I would say.
And also, surely it's more like a putting it on like a onesie.
I mean, you could install a zip. I guess.
Unless he's trying to make like a taxidermy out of a legendary topless elk.
Or a centaur. Oh no!
Is that why the faces always look really shit? Because they've just got to sort of glue them back on.
Yeah, well, this is the thing, right? So then,
Oh, sorry, please continue.
Yeah, stage 2. Chuck those bones away. Chuck all
That
the
seems like
organs
a
away.
waste.
Chuck it all away.
That seems like a waste.
Unless you're doing bone type.
keep him around. Make a lovely stock.
Yeah, oh, you
Yeah.
could make a
Yeah,
delicious
yeah,
soup with
yeah.
that.
And what you do instead is you either buy a plaster cast shape of an elk head, or a cat head, or an elephant leg, or something. It mentioned legs as an option. It's like, why would you ever want to tax just a leg?
To put on your table. Like some people
Like-
do that.
You can use it as a table leg.
Oh, like a table leg, right?
Yeah,
of course,
yeah,
like the
yeah.
old school Victorian explorers used to do.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So you buy this shape, and then you stretch your skin over this
But what?
this
But
shape. Now I
you
know
have you have the original
well.
structure.
Well, I think the problem with that is that if you, unless you
Yes, please
pack,
describe the problem in this scenario.
let me tell you, if you just put it on the bones, they'll sort of like sag into all the holes in the bones, and it will look because there's no muscles or anything
Sure,
there, right?
Sure.
You see?
How stupid of me.
So what you've got to do if you're doing the bone type of taxidermy is you've got to pack it and build up the musculature again, which is like a whole job. Like I don't know what a deer's rear end muscles look like.
No.
Because I want a back end of a deer on my wall. I don't want the head. I want just the ass.
There's not a lot of demand for the deer ass.
Exactly. But if I set up a museum that's just asses, just
Yeah.
animal asses.
Well, you've got the market then. You've got a captive audience.
niche.
Yeah.
It's my niche, and I'll own it.
Foolproof that.
So instead of that, you buy from taxidermysupplies.co.uk. I don't know,
Okay.
fucking hell.
Yeah.
You buy this shape. You buy the classic elk shape, right? And it comes as a big plaster fucking elk head. And then you push your skin over this shape, right? Now, what I want to know
Okay,
is...
so sorry, no, please continue.
I just, like, what if my elk's a different size to that elk? Like, what if I killed the burliest elk?
Would it
Like,
not be easier
burly elk.
for me to send my skin to the expert and then they can create the masterpiece
Well,
using that as the cover?
What I've conveniently skipped here for comedy effect
No.
is the stage 0 is if you're going to go down this route and you're not going to buy a plaster cast, then you can cast your own animal. But what I don't understand about that is when you do that, surely you'd ruin the skin, and I don't understand that.
Do you have to kill two?
that are identical in
You-
size?
You have to find twins.
You have to find identical twin elks.
So what if I wanted like the head and body of an elephant
Sure.
with squirrel's legs?
Yep. That's a fair point.
I could make that using
you
a
could
cast,
make that.
presumably.
There's scientific precedent. It's not scientific, but they used
No,
to do that.
it's the opposite of
Yeah, they used
scientific.
to. They used to. Because when they were traveling the world and we were like, oh, look at these great wonders. What is that? Oh, it's like a kind of small hairy man that climbs a tree. I'll call it a monkey. What's that? Oh, it lives in the.
Oh,
it
that's
lives,
Barry.
It goes. It lives. All right.
Don't stuff me, please.
Yeah, please don't kill me for your collection.
Not again.
He goes, what's that? It lives in the water, you know, it's all scaly. Oh, I'll call it a crocodile. This is incredible. If I kill both these things and bring them home, I'll be a hero. But if I kill both of them, cut them in half and sew them together, I'll be a god.
I'll be a god.
And people did this.
This is the thing. It's like no one's seen a rhino before ever in their lives, right? And then this guy
What,
goes
now?
out.
Today?
No, I'm just saying. Back in the 1812, right? This guy's like, my God, that's incredible. What the fuck is that? It's
beautiful.
It's beautiful. It's weird. No one's seen it before. But how cool would it be with a duck's bill? Right. So I'm gonna make this weirder so that I'm gonna become, as you say, unto a god at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're not breeding them.
No, but
No,
they are
No, but
very.
that's what I mean. You're not breeding them. You're literally
no one's
gluing
gonna
a
know.
duck's bill onto a rhino. You're not a genius.
People thought that disease was spread by bad smells at that point. They believe anything.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So
It's a minefield, isn't it?
Yeah.
scenario. And also, you said like step 0. I feel step 0 is making a decision.
Yeah.
You know, is literally just choosing to go down this route.
Yeah, I'm not going down the bone route.
Okay.
Oh, the bone route.
So you've gone to all this effort. You've skinned your animal.
Sure.
You've chucked the innards over fence into
Yeah.
Barry's garden.
God damn it.
He's up his tree again.
Damn all these
And
gizzards.
then presumably, like, you've kind of cured and kind of like cleaned out the skin.
Yeah, you got to make sure it don't go mouldy.
You don't want any meat left in there.
No meat.
Right. Okay.
No. So it's
I
like
was about to ask how you do that.
so
but
essentially
that's
what you've made at this point is like a kind of fur rug,
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah, but cut in such a way as you can
Yeah.
put it on like a pair of trousers.
Okay, so then you stumble back into your basement, your
With
little
direction.
workshop, yeah,
fine. Little worse for wear.
naked, wet from the rain,
Glistening.
You come in
With a beer in hand.
and you slump down in front of your
Cleaver.
computer,
Oh, okay.
cleaver in one hand, computer in the other, and you go to taxidermy.org.
Supplies. Yeah, gov.uk.
The government information website for taxidermy.
So you go to taxidermy.gov.hmrc.
Yeah. /gallery/JPEG.
And you go to buy, because you want to get that deer ass on the wall,
Oh, you want that up there?
and
You've not come this far to not have that ass on the wall.
go back down now. And you're scrolling, you go to the online marketplace, and you're looking for some, let's just call it plastic deer legs.
I'm looking for, I want the volume.
Okay.
I want the shape.
Okay, so speaking of shape, so you scroll down, and it's like, deer legs,
Yeah, yeah.
click, standard issue.
Yeah.
What's that below it? It's a thick deer. Do you want those shapely thighs?
So you've got a little like drop down menu. It's like what thickness level?
Was
two
your
Cs.
deer bulky, sexy?
Yeah.
Oh,
Like-
a flirty deer.
Badonkadonk. Like... Oh yes, it was quite bootylicious. I think I'll go with that. Maybe you're right. There's got to be some sort of like size shape drop down.
And you just know, like, the cursor kind of like hovers over it.
I could just order one for me.
Click.
Oh
it's the
no,
weekend.
my finger
Well,
slipped.
I did kill 2 of them, so maybe.
One of them's got to have a practical use.
I like the idea, but it's also the front half of a deer. It's just poking out of your wheelie bin.
Don't want that. The bin man won't take it.
Oh, not after last time.
What bin does that go in? Jesus. Like, is it meat or...
Is that in your green bin or
You
your
get-
brown
You
bin?
can get a
or-
red bin from gov.uk. Just for animal gizzards.
Standard issue taxidermy. Collected every other Tuesday.
Oh god.
So why don't you like it?
I
Yeah.
don't know really.
It sounds like a love to me. It's just very
It
sexy.
sounds
yeah.
very good, doesn't it? Especially that thick deer ass.
Oh,
Yeah, basically all of that. That's why.
it's amazing.
Yeah, I think we've summed it up nicely.
I've heard in... So is that why taxidermed animals often look a little kind of crammed? Because they're like literally crammed around a bigger skull.
I think that might be why.
Yeah.
Facially, they always look incredibly strange.
They do.
You
Yeah.
know, in what is a strange hobby.
And you've got to get eyes. Because
God.
obviously the eyes, they're not something
Glass
you can
eyes.
keep. Yeah, so there's a whole like I think market for the right eyes to get.
Flirty eyes.
Yeah.
eyes.
Sultry.
Quizzical. Yeah, pick your emotion from this long 38 long drop down list.
I just honestly, how fucked as a species do we have to be? Where it's like, well, we've killed everything on the planet. Where do we go from here?
Let's mount it.
What mountings are left to climb?
The thing is, the ones in the museums and that,
Yeah.
people are like, oh, isn't it a shame that these animals aren't around anymore?
It's like that's
It's
why.
because you've killed them and stuffed them and put them in a museum.
Yeah.
But it's that fine line between, and going back to our earlier point about the fine line between something being a crime and something being art.
Yeah.
It's like
There's a very fine line between those two things.
we need every day you're walking that line,
I
Nick.
know.
Like,
You should see my sketchbooks.
I've seen your tannery. It's awful. It's terrifying.
I insist on working on flesh.
But it's like all those museums hand wringing, and they have these beautiful taxidermized animals, and they go like, oh, you know, they are beautiful, but it was a different time, and we don't do it anymore. They're just waiting for those brave social pioneers.
Yeah.
The next time someone's arrested,
Yeah.
you know, and you see the police leading a guy naked, still glistening,
Still listening.
you know, out of his house, and while and then they're bringing like animals out the house, and like society goes like, oh my god. and the museum directors are like, yes.
Yeah.
Rather than-
Here we
Now's
go.
our time.
crime scene moves out, the museum moves in.
Shipment Alpha.
Get on my phone. Get the van.
I hear you've got a rhino with a beak. Send it to me at once.
To be continued. Oh God. Is that it?
I've
I
got
think
hate.
that's it.
Go on then.
Oh,
Yeah,
fight,
go on.
Fight.
You could do it if you want.
Well, I know you made notes.
I've made notes.
So
I'm not
maybe-
saying it's good.
Well, we could save the best till
I
last,
didn't say it
perhaps.
was the best. I just said I'd made notes.
Oh.
Set you up now, though.
You
Well,
go. You
okay,
go.
John,
fine.
you go.
I hate the Antiques Roadshow.
Oh.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't like it either.
Now,
Moving on.
yeah,
And I've made notes.
growing up in this blighted wasteland we call Britain,
Yeah.
for the longest time, when old man Locke here watched the TV as a child, we had like 4 channels.
Yeah.
That was it.
I
And
remember.
if you're lucky, you had 4.
And I remember when the magical 5th channel,
Yes.
Channel 5,
Yeah.
Yeah, I
that's
never
the
knew
one.
why it was called
was
that.
installed.
Softcore pornography.
Late night.
Action movies, softcore pornography,
Yeah.
and a quiz/music show presented by Suggs.
Oh, God.
Great.
Anyone remember that?
No.
No, that was on.
Just you.
I do remember the guy who came to install Channel 5 didn't take his shoes off and trod mud all the way into the lounge
Unbelievable.
and out again.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
But I used to hate that.
I did not know you needed a person to come and install
No,
Channel 5.
I thought you just retuned your television.
No, the olden days.
They added an
Well,
extra
Channel 5
valve.
didn't work for like a year anyway.
No.
No, it had a terrible picture, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then everyone was like, oh, when Channel 5 was launched, it was all a fuzzy mess. And people said, come fix my telly. And then when they got the Channel 5 properly, they said, bring the fuzzy mess back. That was a 90s joke.
That's a good joke.
That was a good 90s
That's a
joke.
really
That's
good
solid
joke.
as a rock.
John, add in canned laughter for that bit. There we go.
Oh, it's deafening.
Ah!
Solid 90s.
But on a Sunday, to get back to my point, which I was making,
This guy.
Jesus.
He's got a chip on his shoulder, hasn't he, this guy?
on a Sunday, you just be craving entertainment. But a Sunday afternoon was like a living hell.
It was like a hinterland
Yeah.
of like the one time the nation needed the most entertainment. Like
And God-
TV gave a shit all.
The year was 1993, and good God, we needed something, a light in the darkness. But you're just so desperate for stimulation. You're like, I will watch this, even though there was nothing else on. So I think it was like BBC 2 or BBC 1, and it would be Songs of Praise,
Yeah.
Oh
So,
Jesus
yeah.
Christ.
Last of the Summer Wine,
Yeah.
Antiques Roadshow.
Yeah.
And God knows I'd watch all of them.
Yeah. Well, because usually you weren't in control of the telly.
No.
So it'd be parents would put this on. This would just be standard habitual life. It would just be this is what's going on.
My nan used to come round on Sunday evenings.
Yeah.
And that would always, those 3 shows would always be on.
Yeah.
She was the demographic, I believe.
Yes.
And no one could stop this from happening. And I don't know whether anyone enjoyed it either. We just sat through it.
But it's still on, though.
Yeah.
It sure is, yeah.
Thank God we have fucking Netflix and YouTube now. That's all I'm
This is the
saying.
thing. In this dearth, in this time when we only had like 5 channels at the time, 4 or whatever, you would think that all that content would be more condensed. Like every minute would be like
Yeah, precious.
every minute of terrestrial television was like 8 seasons of Game of Thrones.
Yeah, we have to pack this in.
Just an assault on your senses.
It's like incredible compressed visuals that unpack in your mind as you sleep the day later.
But in reality, it was just they didn't know what they had, and they were lazy.
They were lazy AF.
They were lazy with that power, and then when more channels came along, they suddenly had no idea. They were all baffled as to why people.
Yeah, the BBC's wondering now, like, oh, less people are buying a TV. Yeah, I wonder fucking why.
Literally, it's like, and I think I blame.
Take Songs of Praise off. Put cartoons on, you chungus.
See, I blame like because of Antiques Roadshow. That was like patient zero for where do we go from here? Like how do we expand
Get worse.
it? And it's like okay, antiques on a boat.
Hey.
It's join us for old boat. You know, I don't know.
old boat for 2 cents.
Let's be honest. I mean,
Bargain hunt.
Sink or Swim with
Yeah.
David Dickinson.
There's this.
Thank you.
I would watch that show.
Join David Dimbleby as he hosts.
David Dimbleby.
What's his name? David
Dickinson.
Join David Dickinson and David.
Join Charles
David Dimbleby as they host the only antiques auction held on a sinking ship. Literally, they have 29 minutes to turn a profit and survive.
They have to throw off the heaviest antiques to
Oh
keep
my
the boat
God,
up.
you have to sell.
You have to throw some stuff off.
No, don't sell the collectible cups. Sell the long boy. You know, look at it.
Sell the safe. Sell the safe.
It's a value to weight ratio that only the Davids can decide.
Value to weight ratio. Oh, just get it off the boat before we all die.
Commercial break rolls and the water's up to their ankles.
I don't know that it's live. It's just broadcast live.
Yeah.
And they have. What's more impressive is that they had 52 different boats waiting to scuttle.
We have here the collected Da Vinci notebooks. And oh no, the water. Oh no.
It's going for $1 million. No,
20.
five, no.
Just take it, please, God.
Just get it off the boat.
But yeah, TV for old people. However, I feel like if you actually ask a lot of those old people or gave them other options, they might be like, oh, this is much better. But no, it's like they thought they wanted it. They didn't know any better.
They were told
they
they
watched
wanted
it. No one enjoyed it.
Nope.
But they kept watching it anyway.
God damn it.
30 years later, we're still doing this.
But now it falls under what people would call an institution. People are like, oh, it's an institution, the Antiques Roadshow.
but
You
it's-
can't take it off the air.
It's these institutions that we millennials are being accused of killing and destroying. But nobody likes them. And we just decided to stop watching and go do something else. They're like, millennials are killing the songs of praise. It's like, well, we don't want to watch songs of praise.
Surely it's a dwindling audience as well.
Yeah.
Are
Like,
people-
don't blame us for this. Make your shows better.
Are people grandfathering into Antiques Roadshow? Why do you watch it? I don't know. My granddad had one of the original 100 places.
One of the original antiques, and here it is.
The thing is, like,
a
you'd
taxidermied elk ass.
like, people would talk about Antiques Roadshow. Like, I'm not saying at work because I wasn't at work. I was a child, but I know like the family would when we meet
Around the
with
water
other
cooler.
family members, it would be like,
Did you see
Did
that?
you see Antiques Roadshow?
Oh.
Did you know those 2 gold dogs went for like £17,000?
We've got one like it. I mean, ours aren't gold, and they're not dogs, but they're very similar.
But
It's a pile of human shit. But it's very similar
Imagine
otherwise.
what that would go for.
But I remember, like, people would talk about it. It's like you'd have to wade through 10 years of abysmal content just for that one. Because everyone was like, what do you have here? You know, well, it's a painting which I think my great grandfather, I think he may have bought it at some point.
Yeah, well, probably.
And
Or
they go-
nicked it.
That's a great
Yeah, and they just
story,
kind of look at
right?
him and go, "Oh, that is a lovely story." And they go, "Well, what is it?" And I'm sorry to say, it isn't worth a massive amount, but I think we can all agree that the sentimental value is
Yeah.
priceless.
And at that point, we'll go boo at the television.
And then they nod and they go, "Yes, of course. No, it really is. Fuck on."
But you know, inside, both of them, both the antiques dealer and the person who brought it in, are both like, for fuck's sake.
Well, they should change the format in that regard to they value it and they say, oh, my great grandfather bought this painting from a flea market or whatever, and he goes, oh, that's very interesting, but I'm sorry, it's not worth anything. Get out of my sight.
Then he just stands up with a shotgun.
then he just lifts the painting up, smashes it over the guy's head, and he has to walk off.
Get off
Goes for
screen.
walk of shame.
Yeah.
They have to walk off while everyone just
Points and
Yeah.
shouts. Shame.
Your shit, your shit,
Your painting's worth nothing.
It's also the ones where you'd have like an elderly couple, and you'd have like the wife would be talking, and the husband would just be kind of standing a little bit back and kind of like nodding, and they'd have like a big thing. I don't know, just this horrible
a
monstrosity.
large object art.
It's ghastly.
Yeah.
Like, and
From
they go,
Pokemon.
and they go, what is this? Well, this has always been in my family. It was a beloved family heirloom, but of course we'd never part with it. It just means too much to us. But we're really interested. I just thought,
Sure.
We're just really curious.
I'm just curious.
Just a bit curious.
And he goes, well, this is interesting because actually, this is one of only one made. And
Thomas Edison's remains are inside it.
yeah, and look, and he's here today. Thank you. You resurrect. You
I
say.
curse you all with light bulbs. We're fine, Tom. Actually,
And
it's all
he
good.
just goes, and it's actually worth about £375,000. And
Just see their faces change.
but you see, like,
I might actually get rid of it. Actually,
and
yeah.
it kind of, I remember the husband who's been like completely silent the entire time, just silently, just starts like, it's like
he just mouths,
fuck yeah, punching the sky,
rips his shirt off. Just yes.
He whips his shirt off and he's got 2 tattoos of like dollars on his nipples. Like, yeah.
And then while the wife is still talking, she's like, "Wow, that is surprising. We still just couldn't part of it." You just see him in the background running around like smashing paintings,
Launching Roman candles into the sky.
I will talk about one memorable thing that I do remember seeing on Antiques Roadshow.
Oh, this
Go
is
on.
where a very proper woman
Yeah.
appeared on the show, and she was dressed very smartly, a bit like the Queen,
Sure.
you know.
Mhm.
And she was like,
Same sort of age.
yeah, probably, yeah, maybe they knew each other,
Probably.
maybe, who knows?
Old people all know each other.
And she was like, and she had this big painting, and she was like, and this is an original constable which has been in our family, you know, for and he's here today. Yeah, has been in our family forever, and we already know it's priceless, but we just wanted to, you know, bring it out and check it.
No.
And I remember he looked at it and goes, "Well, I am very sorry to say, this is actually a counterfeit. This isn't actually an original." And she goes, "How do you know? You weren't there."
Brilliant.
She actually said, like, you didn't see him paint it.
Brilliant.
Fair enough, madam.
You got me on that
Yeah,
one.
you got me.
Yeah, well,
I'm
all
just
the
trying
best
to-
then.
I'm just trying to make this goddamn boring hinterland of his show a bit more interesting.
give
I
me
know,
something.
fuck you,
I'm
madam.
only the country's leading expert on this matter. But no, you got me.
I love the idea, though, right? Behind the scenes on that. So, you know, I'm guessing there's loads of antiques brought in. They're vetted before they get to go on screen, right? So they're going to pick the most interesting stories. So this woman brings in her painting. She knows it's priceless, right? And then they go, "Yeah, we'll put you on screen." And she's like, "Oh, cool. And behind the scenes, they're just like, "This is going to be fucking
This is
great."
going to be
Like,
brilliant.
all the production assistants are just kind of like giving like
TV
knowing
gold.
looks. Are you ready, madam?
For your priceless painting.
Oh, you take us all out for drinks later, madam.
Yeah. Don't drop it. Oh, 'cause that's your inheritance.
I just,
Oh.
oh god, it just. I then that's a very good point though, because they'd host these events because it became a national institution. They'd drive.
It's a roadshow. They travel around
It's
different
like,
places.
and coming to Warwick Castle this weekend, it's the Antiques Roadshow. And then every Tom, Dick and Harry would turn up with just whatever crap is in their house.
Yeah.
And then of all the crap, the thousands of pieces of crap that would be brought, the ones you see on screen are the best ones.
Yeah.
And that's
yeah.
terrifying.
Oh,
fact, yeah.
It's a terrifying thought that
The thing
that's
is,
the best.
if you had to take something from your house now to the Antiques Roadshow, what would you take?
Oh,
See, I don't think I've got anything that would fit the bill.
I have a Billy bookcase from IKEA, which I've had nearly 5 years now.
Oh my.
Well, shit.
I'd probably take this ring I'm wearing.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
something.
be interesting.
Yeah.
I genuinely don't think I've got anything of value.
I mean, I've got my original monochrome Game Boy. I know exactly how much that's worth.
Yeah.
That's sort of my point, that we don't have anything of that ilk
No.
these days, do we?
No, because we
We strive to leave no trace. When I die, I want my house to be demolished.
That's what this whole like very green recycling thing is all about. I don't want anyone to know I ever lived.
What I did.
Yeah,
What I
I don't want people to know what I did. Don't look in my sketchbook. Dear God, please.
It's basically like criminal or artist. How do you want to be remembered?
I've definitely crossed that line.
I feel like my digital footprint will outlive me.
Oh yeah.
I will.
Oh, that's true of probably everyone.
Yeah, I have no wood or lacquered goods to.
No. Or taxidermied animals.
That's a very good thing.
They'll last forever.
Yeah, maybe I
They
could.
better, after all that effort.
After all that.
Maybe I could aspire to own at least one piece of taxidermy.
No!
So when I die,
No.
I'll stop coming round here.
there'll be one
Which
really.
might be an incentive for you to do it,
I
frankly.
could get a taxidermy peacock.
Oh, don't do that.
would definitely prevent...
Peacocks. I've talked
I
about
think we've talked
peacocks
about
on this
that,
before.
brought that in,
Peacocks are deceptive.
Yeah.
Arrows don't make a noise. Peacocks do. They're equally deceptive.
Okay.
You may have to break that down for me.
Arrows.
Arrows are deceptive. They don't make a noise.
Yeah,
Arrows is from a bow and arrow.
yeah.
from a bow and
So you
arrow.
can't hear them, but they hurt.
Yeah.
So, but a peacock you can
Peacock
hear.
is as deceptive as an arrow.
How?
Because look at it. It's all pretty and that.
Right.
I don't want to get into this again.
I don't get
It's-
this logic between arrows and peacocks. I don't.
Yeah,
No,
you
but
said
they're both
peacocks are
deceptive.
silent.
A peacock is very pretty to look at.
Oh.
It's fooling you.
Oh.
It's drawing you in.
Yes, right.
It's
an
making
arrow-
you think there's no danger.
There's no danger. Love me.
An
Kiss
arrow
me.
is very
Kiss me on the
beautiful
beak.
Yeah.
as well.
Peacocks will have you.
Arrows are beautiful.
Never forget
because of
that.
their plumage, because they have feathers,
Beautiful
which is
plumage.
what he's getting at. I think is how beautiful
Sure.
arrows are.
Let's sync the two like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Cool.
You got a hate?
I'll go on then.
Got a
Yeah,
hate,
I have
yeah.
got a hate. I've made notes, and I'm gonna just get them up in front of me now.
Okay,
The
excellent.
warped imagination of Heston Blumenthal.
That sounds like a book. Is that his latest book?
No, that's my hate.
Okay.
Right.
Is it though? Because
No, it is.
How
The warp-
straight into this we went. This is-
already, I'm feeling joy at the heart of this.
I
think there
laughed.
might be a love hiding.
Well,
here.
we'll see.
Waiting
You
to
can
be-
you be the judge of that.
Well, maybe I will.
If I said to you, "Hey, John, nice house. Why don't I lick the walls?"
Well, I mean,
I'd say it's nice of you to ask for once.
Wouldn't it be?
What do you mean? Yeah.
That's good.
Heston Blumenthal, among his recipes, and I've looked some of these up today in prep.
Among his greater works.
Lickable wallpaper. What kind of maniac comes up with that idea, then not only thinks that's a good idea, but implements it?
Arguably, all wallpaper is lickable.
It's lickable.
All right, it's edible. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Friends forever.
lickable wallpaper that is designed to be lickable.
So it's got a
designed to
flavour.
be edible.
Edible.
And edible cutlery to
What?
go along with it.
This is
If I want my
madness.
cutlery, I'm using cutlery, right, to eat my food. I don't want it as my actual food. Otherwise, I'd order food.
What's the cutlery made of? Like solidified beef?
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
So it's edible.
So it works. You can cut with the knife.
You can
and
cut
then
it
eat the
and
knife.
then eat the knife.
Ooh, that's gonna be.
That's very dangerous because what if you've got the wrong knife?
I
Yeah, well,
I feel. Was that in his restaurant or for one of his TV spectaculars?
It's not important.
he is trying to be the Willy Wonka of the modern day.
because
It's bullshitting for the sake of bullshitting.
It's- yeah.
I've seen a
If
couple.
I go, no,
Right,
I'm
oh,
running
fine,
with this.
right,
No,
yeah.
this is mine. This is my one.
Gosh.
Now,
This is his moment to
Somebody's
shine.
gone a long time without licking the wallpaper. Oh,
well, you
Jesus.
said I have to ask now. I go to a restaurant, right,
Sure.
for sustenance to eat food. I want a big bowl of noodles, chicken, lovely. Oh, hey,
Oh,
hey,
no, no,
cheers,
no.
nice one.
Great.
Great lot of food.
I'm
I
a simple
don't-
man of simple pleasures. I know
No,
what
but it's not that. I think pretty much all day. My mind thinks all day. I don't want to have to think when I'm eating.
No.
I don't want to have to think.
This
is
is
that
not the
edible?
time to-
Can I eat that? Oh, this doesn't taste like it should.
Oh, that's a rivet. I can't eat that. I guess.
He's got apples made of meat.
Why?
Mhm.
Do you know? If I see an apple, do you know what I pick it up? Do you know what I want that to taste like?
An apple?
An apple. That's right.
Right,
If I
right.
see a steak and I say, "Oh, I fancy a bit of steak," and it tastes like, I don't know, an orange, well, that's not what I wanted.
Steak l'orange.
Steak à l'orange. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But that's not what I wanted.
They can do some weird things with colour. It's like if someone gave me an apple and it was blue, that would weird my brain out. I'd be like,
But
Yeah.
why? Why do you need that? Why do you
Excellent.
Heinz
question.
brought out tomato ketchup that was green for a while.
Why?
I don't know.
Why?
Drunk
Probably
with-
Heston was involved in
Drunk with
some way.
power. I think.
Why do people have to mess with something that's not broken?
I want to take us back to this wallpaper bullshit.
Lickable wallpaper.
Because I put wallpaper on my walls to decorate my house.
Yep.
To then get it to a finished point where I'm happy with living within it. If you can lick and consume my wallpaper, you're going to undo all of my hard
Exactly.
work.
That's
Hanging-
load-bearing wallpaper.
Yeah, and hanging wallpaper is really annoying and really hard to do. I don't want to have to do that again just because Chris Ray came around and ate it.
I can't help but feel that the lickable wallpaper may actually just be some kind of weird fetish for Heston.
It's a sex thing.
It's like I feel because I've seen a couple of these shows he does where it's gimmicky like this. It's
Yeah.
like Heston's Fantastic Feasts or something
Whatever
like that.
it is.
And it's like
They're not fantastic.
They get a bunch of like
they're deceptive, like
Oh,
arrows
like
and peacocks.
Yeah.
they get a bunch of like D-list celebrities in, and they
Yeah.
come into a room and goes, please sit down and enjoy the meal.
I'm the fifth
And then,
Hemsworth. Shut up, Barry
and
Hemsworth.
then so it's like I don't know, Gary Lineker, David Dickinson,
David Dimbleby.
one of the
I
Hemsworths.
think you've gone too high in the list of
Gary
celebrities
Lineker's
there.
pretty high, yeah.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have started there.
Atomic Kitten are there.
Baz.
One of Atomic Kitten, the one
Yeah.
you don't remember ever
Well, the one
seeing.
you don't remember his name, yeah.
But they sit down and they go like, please enjoy this meal, and then they reach to touch the fork and it's just missed.
Yeah.
Where did it
and then
go?
a beetle crawls in and it's like, oh, I got to eat that?
What's
But it's
the
tugging
point?
a caravan made of
I-
like meringue.
Because I swear,
What is that? I just want to go somewhere, eat my food,
I swear,
and I'll have a nice chat and a couple of beers. Oh, lovely, that was a nice
Ooh.
evening. I don't want to be. Oh, do you remember that time we went to the restaurant and then all the cutlery like came alive and started dancing?
Oh, no, that was Beauty and the Beast.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I swear there was one where it's like he served a pudding on like a table or something like that.
And you could eat the table.
Yeah, literally, it was that. They come in and they go to like, oh, what a lovely pudding, and they go to like cut it and they go, hang on a minute, this pudding's made of wood.
Is this an escape room now?
but
because he's not in there, so he's like, solve my food puzzle.
But it's literally like
Eat your way out of the room.
The table is made of nothing but white chocolate, and they can break chunks off and go, oh, this is beautiful. And he goes, isn't it? And I wonder where the next pudding is. And he looks at like Chris Hemsworth, and Chris Hemsworth's like, no. And he holds up his hands, and both his hands, and they're just made of white chocolate, and then people start tearing him apart.
Yeah.
That's where society's going. That's the
I
problem.
think, it's kind of like a Saw room, like from the movie Saw, combined with like your average escape room. And like Heston Blumenthal is turning people into food, and you have to eat them, and there are keys inside them that unlock puddings, and inside them are people's heads.
This is terrifying.
Yeah.
Like Richard Osman. Richard Osman just wants to go to the toilet, and he goes to the toilet. What's that? Oh, it's a soda stream. It's actually like it's Fanta. There's Fanta coming out of the toilet.
Before you piss, Richard, you must drink from the toilet.
But I don't
and then
want...
eat the cistern, Richard. Eat it.
I don't want that level of amazement at what should be a mundane part of the day.
Here's the thing.
I don't want that.
Are you supposed to eat before entering into Heston Blumenthal's escape room of prison?
If I say, oh, I've had my meal, that was delicious, thank you so much. I'd like
now
my
eat this table, Chris.
Yeah, but then be like, I'd like my pudding now. Oh no. Oh, I've had a bit of my pudding and it's steak. I've already had steak. I don't want any more.
Heston, you fuck. Give me an apple crumble.
What was the point of that, Heston?
I do like the idea that you can't leave. Like literally, it's like, I just want to leave. The door handle snaps off. Oh, it's a carrot.
Yeah.
What's happening?
You've got to find the key. Fuck off, Heston.
Eat your clothes.
What? But I never got changed. I changed you.
Yeah.
Eat your clothes.
I partnered with Darren Brown.
Are they made of food as well? No.
There was another one.
Eat your clothes.
There was another one. Edible fairy lights, which were made out of actual fairy lights.
Right, but they're
that
not
sounds
edible,
very
then.
dangerous.
Yeah, but fairy lights aren't edible, though.
Well, that's exactly my point. They're made of glass.
He's a monster.
Let me go.
Just let me go, Heston. Let me live my life.
He's a maniac.
Of course.
The guy is a maniac.
Hang on, is he like? What about this room that we're in right now?
He's here right now.
Oh my god!
Who thought this was all soundproofing?
Yeah.
It's actually Jolly Ranchers.
I'm just gonna give it a sniff. Oh
Yeah.
god!
He's like, what's that smell? Is it getting hot in here? He's like, look down. The floor is a grill.
You're on the menu. And then he just drifts away into mist.
This blue foam panel here is actually a full roast dinner.
Oh, delightfully not appetizing.
And then after you see one of the Hemsworths get roasted on a spit or something you go to vomit and it's rice pudding.
Yeah,
And,
no, you vomit and it's colourful, beautiful, Jolly Ranchers and sweets.
and it just pangs across and it's Heston. He goes we've often thought about what vomit would taste like. But what if it was made of blancmange?
No! Let me die, Heston.
And then they get out of the escape room, and Chris Hemsworth was outside all along, and it wasn't the real Chris Hemsworth.
It was Beef Hemsworth.
Yeah, it was actually a pot roast.
Actually, slow cooked pot roast that everyone just thought was Chris Hemsworth. Why did you think that? We put a wig on it.
Yeah.
And they go, oh God, I was so scared. No, it was just part of the illusion. I hope you had a good time. Please go home. Here's a little goodie bag. And you go home, and you kiss your wife, and you get into bed. What's that smell? Oh, the bedclothes. It's lasagna. I'm still in my room.
Wake up.
I'm not married.
Turn over to the orang wife.
My wife is a massive sausage roll.
That sounds pretty good, actually.
It's a warped imagination, and I can't get on board with it.
No,
Nor will I attempt to.
I feel he's a godless monster who's coming for us all, basically.
There you go.
Yeah.
I agree.
What a prick.
But I hear the Fat Duck is a great restaurant.
Is that his restaurant?
That's his restaurant.
Cool,
Yeah.
cool.
Is that a weird one?
No, I think that's his
That's just
regular.
normal food.
That's his regular one.
Okay.
Regular.
I'll allow regular food. That's all I want. Nice regular meal where I've ordered a steak and I'm getting a steak. Lovely.
Well, just on that note, I know it's time to get onto the loves.
Oh.
Potentially,
It's time to get onto the
potentially
loves.
public,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
public
if you
might
want,
have some.
Or do you have some public hates to bring some to the
No.
table?
No public hates?
Well, there may be some, but I don't have them in front of me.
We'll tell you what then.
You talk amongst yourselves
well-
for a minute.
Now, Nick, I know.
Hello, John.
I know your love would traditionally go now
Traditionally.
as we work our way around the table.
But you're going to change.
However-
format. Behind this
Oh,
curtain.
I'm gonna draw this curtain back.
Oh, is it like
This is
Chris
very-
Hemsworth's
this is
head?
very
But, oh my god, it
exciting.
is plates.
Oh,
2 plates.
Those aren't real plates.
I'm bringing a plate onto the table.
Okay, it's a
Okay.
plate covered with another plate. For those
Now,
listening at
I
home.
was going to wait until my turn, but as we were talking about food, I thought I would bring a prop to the table.
Segue.
Because my love
Yes.
is the beautiful gift
Oh.
of prosciutto.
And you've got some prosciutto.
Oh.
I
This
have
is the best kind of prop.
I have some delightful cured meats on the table.
Please say we're actually allowed to eat some of this.
Well,
Why-
they're not here for show.
This is
Why
going
are
to
there
be.
cured meats?
Because this is my love.
This
This is literally my love.
When
I-
we eat this delicious feast
Yeah.
that he's put, let's not be too close to the mics because that's audio poison.
No, I'm just saying this. The the audio quality is out the window for the I was going to say a fancy word. It's
Maybe
forgotten.
just play some music
Reality,
over our
yeah.
chewing sounds.
Okay, well, there are 6 pieces of cured meat.
I see that.
One of them's going to be a Heston Blumenthal-esque trick, isn't it?
Yeah, one of them's apple flavour.
Yeah.
One of them
one of
is
them-
poisoned.
yeah.
Oh, sweet.
So I thought we could each have one, enjoy it, savour the flavour.
Sure, okay.
And there was another one just for enjoyment at the end.
Wow.
That's wonderful.
So
What a gesture.
Thank you very
chin,
much
chin,
indeed.
Gentlemen.
Cheers.
It's a little
Cheers.
cheese.
Cheersing the ham.
Clink.
Cheersing
Slapping
the
our
ham.
meat
That's
together
very
on the
strange.
table.
man.
Oh, I'll never say that again.
Oh.
And if you're playing along at home, listener, put the meat in your mouth now.
Yeah.
Turn to page 35 of your accompanying
Maybe
guide.
we shouldn't have all have done it at the same time.
No, now's your good audio. It's
Audio poison.
No, I like a cured meat.
Oh man, that's
That's what I'm
delightful.
saying. You've said I'm going to have a cured meat there, and I've eaten it, and that's a cured meat. Thank you.
It
It's
wasn't
fantastic.
wallpaper.
No, it's actual. There's
Well,
no tricks.
You could put that on the wallpaper.
Are you trying to get us back on side after the Les Miserables fiasco of last week?
Fiasco.
Yeah, I mean, you say fiasco. I say
Great content.
honesty. Yeah.
It's very nice. I agree.
I think we should have more food-related,
Yeah,
prop-related.
I think you should be bringing food every time.
Well, I feel if there's one thing, the audio medium is crying out for is
More visual
more-
aids.
It's like
Yeah.
a food review podcast now.
Now, I'm just saying, I like the foods of the Mediterranean. I'm just putting it out there.
Yeah.
I like an olive.
I like an olive.
Yeah.
I like an anchovy.
Oh,
Lost you there.
Lost
Okay,
me
tough
there.
crowd. Bringing it back. I like.
I like an anchovy as part of something else.
to be fair, I haven't had an
Part of a
anchovy in a
bigger
few years.
plate,
so
if you like.
I'll give it a shot.
I like some hummus.
Hummus, yeah, I like
love
hummus.
love hummus. Can't go wrong with hummus. And I like a cured meat.
Mm-mm.
I feel the Mediterranean it's given us a lot of gifts
They know
over
what
the
they're
years.
doing.
I feel a delicately sliced artisanal meat,
Very thinly sliced.
very
How do
thinly
they do it?
cured to
Probably with
perfection.
Yes.
a katana of some kind.
It's delightful.
What's the Mediterranean equivalent of a katana?
Probably that.
Katana.
Probably the same, yeah.
Katana.
Could be the same, couldn't it?
Katana.
Katana.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
bring it back.
Walking the line.
But yeah, I'm just saying, you get like a little meat platter. You got maybe a bit of salami. Not the biggest fan of a salami.
Oh, I like a salami.
Well,
I like a beer salami.
I know.
I bought a pack of salami.
It's very racist. Oh, a beer has appeared. Oh, that's
Tell you what, there's a
delightful.
beer from me.
Thank you. Do you have a bottle opener?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Anytime.
I have nothing to give you.
To go along with your...
Wow, it's like a proper gift of a major, I think.
Oh,
here, isn't it?
Well, actually, no, my
Artisanal
gift
meat.
is the cartoon I drew of us all. So there
Oh,
you go.
that's delightful. Yes.
Oh, yes, look out for that.
Come on, you can do it. Oh, those muscles.
Social media
Thank you.
platform.
Yeah,
Oh,
here's-
wow.
Here's a little plug.
I am
Check it out on Facebook. Look at my cartoon of all of us.
I am liking this where it's like, you talk about audio poison. It's like we've all
We're opening a beer.
Opening a beer,
Eating.
eating some ham. This is just us fucking around for an evening.
Oh man, the bottle opener's not working. Just do it on the edge of the table. It's like
Bang, bang.
Oh, it's fun.
Do it on the back of that elk I've got over there. Just smash it off.
Just do it on the mic.
Oh, I spit a bit of beer here. Let me use the bathroom.
Oh, that's got it.
Oh my god.
I love podcasts.
Oh, I think it's the first time we've recorded an episode where the radiator's been on in here. So
It's hot in
I
here.
was going to say, it is reasonably hot.
I mean, yeah.
and let me tell you, when you're hot, there's nothing better than some dried meat.
Dry,
Some really salty,
slimy,
dry
salty meat.
So to finish my thesis,
Summarise. It's been wordy.
don't much care for a salami.
Sure.
Don't like that spicy meat. Bit of prosciutto.
Oh, British. Yes.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
not.
that's
Let's
it. Let's not try to do it.
I get very racist when I start to say these words.
prosciutto.
I want to say
Prosciutto.
Prosciutto.
Yeah, prosciutto.
Prosciutto.
Prosciutto's bread, isn't it?
Yeah, prosciutto.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know.
I think it may actually be one of the finest food substances on the planet.
It's excellent. Thanks for that.
It's very Moorish.
I'm going to have my second
Oh,
piece.
very good.
While you have that, I'll tell you my love if you like.
Cool. I'll listen.
So we're not going to do the public ones.
No,
Did you get them up?
sort of.
Thanks.
Why don't we go?
We have got public loves. We didn't really have any public hates,
This is
I should
great.
say.
We'll end with some nice loves. How about that?
Okay, can you be ready?
I'll be ready.
You'll be ready.
I'll be ready.
I trust you.
Yeah.
So my loves are fantasy romance novels on Amazon.
Oh, God.
If you type those words
Now,
in,
when you say romance,
When you say
do you mean something else?
a little bit, you know,
Erotica.
Oh my!
you can't escape the erotic aspect.
Sure.
Which you'd hope you could, because obviously the genre is actually romance, but that ain't just
That
going to be
is-
romance.
Yeah.
But what fascinates me about them, like there's millions of them. Like they're all novellas. They're very short and they're churned out like, one a week from the same authors. Like it's mad. And in many descriptions of lots of them that I've read, and I kind of want to call back to this in future episodes because there's just gold out there. There's so much, and I'll just do my research and bring the best ones to you every now and then. But they all describe in the descriptions. They always say things like, fantasy romance fans are ravenous. I can barely keep up with the demand. They say this in the descriptions of the book,
Oh,
as
God.
if to say, like, that's the excuse for why I'm bringing so many out a year. And
That's
all
just
the
insulting your audience.
yeah, and all the covers are the same. They're just like a man's torso, glistening, muscular torso, but his face is cut off at about the mouth,
Oh, I know.
so you can't see any of his
You
face.
don't
really.
want to humanize him.
No.
You really don't want to.
And he'll be in some tight-fitting, beautiful Levi's, or he'll be in a kilt.
Nice.
And then behind him there'll be like a medieval castle, and it's all really bad Photoshop. So they'll have iStock photoed a topless man, they'll have iStock photoed a castle in Transylvania. Mash those two together.
Can we get some clarity on the fantasy
Sure.
side of this?
Sure. So there are a lot of erotic and and romance novels out there, but specifically the fantasy ones cover supernatural, paranormal,
Okay.
fantasy, classic fantasy like elves, that sort of magic, sort of dragons, a lot of dragon stuff, and sci-fi. That all comes under fantasy. And what seems to be a really core theme to all of these books is shifters.
Oh.
Right? Which I think is probably off the back of Twilight and,
Yeah.
and the like. So this is the sort of like open source term that people are allowed to use.
So we're not going to get sued.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're not saying werewolves, we're saying wolf shifters.
Oh.
Right.
That's legally distinct.
We're not saying vampires, we're saying bat shifters.
Sure.
Right, but a common one is dragon shifters. So there'll be stories like the Dragon Shifter sagas, and it will just be loads of pictures of men, sexy men with dragons behind them on the covers, and they're stories about men who turn into dragons and they seduce women.
That again sounds very dangerous.
But
Very
the
dangerous.
thing I find that I love most about this is how they're described. Right?
Okay.
So you'll always see these same three things always written in the descriptions for all of them. One, it's almost like bullet points, right? The fans will buy this book because it hits these three notes. One, no cheating. Right? So this story will contain no cheating.
Wait. You mean like so not cheating as in like somebody has a jack dice or something like that. You mean like them
Relationships.
monogamous, like
Yes,
they are utterly
they are
faithful.
committed. Faithful. That's perfect word. So you don't have to worry as a reader. Don't worry about the emotional drama and conflict that may be brought in by a story about someone cheating on someone else. That ain't gonna happen.
It's not very wholesome, is it? Cheating.
No.
Despite the fact
Jesus would cry if he saw that dragon.
despite the fact that these are books about a dragon fucking people in arranged marriages against their will. Despite all of that.
but they're faithful.
But they're faithful
Yeah.
and they don't cheat.
So suspend your disbelief just for a moment.
I don't think I'd cheat on a dragon.
Well, it'd be stupid, wouldn't you, to
It'd
do
fuck
that?
me up.
Yeah. Probably already has.
And I mean, like, the wingspan, like, they would find you.
Yeah. Oh, they would find you.
Yeah.
They can get the aerial advantage and look into the forest and find
Yeah.
you.
Here's a question.
Okay.
How expensive would it be to do taxidermy on a dragon?
I think that would bankrupt you for life.
You need eight brave men and a priest.
I'm just going to go on taxidermysupplies.gov.uk.
Yeah.
Right, I'm looking for dragon body.
Dragon.
Oh. Not many of those.
You'll need 8 cow molds.
And here's how
Surprisingly similar.
this this simple life hack. You turn 8 cow molds into 1 wyvern.
He's a very wide, thick wyvern, if you will.
Sir, I ordered a dragon. I clearly ordered a majestic dragon, and yet what you have sent me is little more than a drake, sir.
I'm disgusted.
The inbred cousin of the noble dragon. What do you intend to do about this?
Here's my dragon, everybody.
Why did you install an audio chip inside it to move? Well,
That dragon moo? No.
No. Absolutely not.
Moo, it was me.
Sometimes with these old taxidermy models, you can hear them quietly muttering to themselves at night. It's nothing to me.
They may be a little bit haunted.
Okay.
So that's point one.
Okay,
that
point
they always
one.
have. Point
Faithful.
two.
Good, honest, wholesome.
Always faithful.
Always faithful.
Point two. No cliffhangers.
Oh.
No cliff.
No cliffhangers.
Even with the wings.
So this story.
I'm just saying.
Stay away from it.
If I was dating a dragon and I was falling off a cliff, I wouldn't be as worried. I'd be like, they'll get me.
Well,
Which is fine.
not in this case. So they're always so like these stories end here,
Right.
despite the fact they're part of a 15 novel series. Everything's concluded in here. But also, like, I think they're coming from an angle of you don't want that drama.
No.
Of you don't want that those emotional stakes to like lift you up and wonder what's going to happen
Too much
next.
stress.
Exactly. I just want to hear about a woman getting found by a dragon. That's all I want.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
And if I was dating a vampire, I would not want emotional stakes.
Oh no, no.
Oh.
Final point.
On reflection.
Uh,
Because you can't see a Dracula's response.
I think we've crossed the threshold of vampire jokes. That's vampire jokes because they're not allowed to cross thresholds.
You might say we've really garlicked the wallpaper on this one.
I
I don't know what I'm saying anymore.
Nobody does.
Please continue.
Final
No,
point.
let it
No,
go.
no,
I know you're
wind it
planning
in.
one.
I wouldn't do it for a second time.
Third point that all of these novels have in common. HEA guaranteed.
HEA.
The Higher Education Academy.
No.
Those fuckers.
They're in every story. It's not a story without the Higher Education Authority. HEA guaranteed.
HEA. Oh.
Something erotic.
Have you worked it out?
Oh,
Erotic.
Think
wait.
classic fairy tale.
Fairy tale.
How do fairy tales end?
Happily ever after.
Ah.
Oh, really?
Guaranteed.
So, am I reading this right? That these are leaning less into the kind of just balls,
I'm going to eat some prosciutto.
balls to the wall.
This is great audio.
Heimlich me, quick! Heimlich the wallpaper!
You probably could wallpaper it with prosciutto, couldn't you?
You could, I mean.
But at least then you'd say, "I've wallpapered my wall with prosciutto." Sorry, I'm not
You're back again.
I'm not going to talk about it again.
Wind it in.
the thing is, well, and as you say that, wearing a baseball cap,
Thank you.
all I can think of is that I know that is a Channel 4 daytime TV show. I wallpapered my wall with prosciutto.
That's literally the title of the show. The man who wallpapered his wall with prosciutto.
You in front of this wall going like, why?
Zoinks.
Okay, so am I reading this correctly that we're talking more wholesome, loving, caring relationships with a dragon and not just crazy ass fire like fucking, just like isn't it less erotica, more romance?
You're wrong.
Am I wrong?
This is what's so weird about this whole thing, is that they are stories, from what I can glean from the synopses and the sort of, ratings of them.
Okay, yeah.
18 only, it'll say,
Oh, yeah.
like, erotic descriptions of sexual acts, and almost all of them are about forced or arranged marriages between women and these beautiful men who turn into dragons.
Who ultimately turn out to be gentle souls, a little
They
misunderstood.
fall in love, but
Why
it
can't they
might...
get their own girlfriends
I guess they're
if
busy.
they're beautiful men?
They're busy dragoning.
Pillaging.
Yeah.
Sort of kind of like burning
It's all the
villages.
burning
and stuff.
But then it was very irresponsible of the young lady's parents to go, "We're going to arrange your marriage to this fire-breathing monster."
Yeah.
That's very irresponsible, I would
It's very,
say.
yeah.
So...
Bordering on child
It's a
abuse.
very weird combination of these are brutal, not non-consensual at first, very erotic, very sexually vibrant stories, but there's no cheating, there's no cliffhangers, and all live happily ever after, so don't worry.
The only thing that will save this for me is if the dragons have really commanding names. like proud wing,
So, in the...
blood scar.
Mighty scale.
This is not a lie. Mighty Scale's great.
That's astounding.
This is not a lie. But I read the synopsis of one, and one of the dragon men was called Hank Lennox. And he was a proud member of the Lennox clan.
The Lennox family of dragons.
Well, dragon shifters, but
For
yes.
sure.
Yeah.
Wait, in the modern day.
Oh, yeah.
Wait,
yeah.
whoa.
Yeah. Well, this particular saga that I was reading a lot of synopses for was set in the modern day, yeah.
There are a lot of Hanks in the Bible, as I recall.
The Book of Hank.
The Book of Hank.
I love that one. Hank 3:13 states, "You shall take a wife against her will." Ooh.
Carrieth your wife upon your leathery wings.
She will proclaim in agony and pain, but you must ignore her.
Why did I stop going to church?
I know,
Yeah.
like, church is fucking tight now. Like, it's just dragons and shit. And Hanks. So many Hanks.
Above the door in stone. Just dragons and shit. It's amazing.
Just over the door, so many Hanks. Exclamation point.
Wow, yeah. When I worked in a bookshop.
Sure.
I've worked in several bookshops over the years, and when I lived in Toronto, Canada, Toronto,
As they say.
we had a massive section called Harlequin Romance.
Oh.
Harlequin.
Harlequin Romance.
Is this Joker books?
Yes.
Cool.
Is this women who get with bad men?
It was a very, very, very particular type of romance novel. So, like, the classic romance novel would, again, I feel like they've just kind of leapt off that genre, where the front cover would always be
Burning
like
sexy man.
really just like ripped dude,
Cut.
just for torso, maybe standing on like a hill,
Yeah.
you know. And it was always like,
great.
was it Mills and Boon? Were they the company that kind of like pioneered this kind of thing?
But
where-
they were always more super wholesome.
But this is where it kind of like began.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be like, you know, like the Pirate's Wench or something like that.
Yeah.
And it would be like, you know, about Blackbeard and the cub
Black Billy.
and Blackbeard steals a young heiress, but she discovers the softer side. You know,
He's
and-
actually lovely.
And all the covers would be like, you know, a dude in like a kind of like a shirt open to like the navel, and like a lady in like a heaving bosom, kind
Heaving
of like, just
bosom.
kind of like leaning on
Two
him.
heaving chests.
So that was like, and then Mills and Boon, as I understand it, would put out like a book, maybe like every 30 seconds. Like they were really
Maybe
quite
less.
prolific. Yeah, the strain on the writer's wrists was incredible. And I think Harlequin Romance was kind of getting towards your kind of territory, where it was like,
Bit more risque.
yeah, I think the Harlequin aspect was more like historical but not real,
I see.
and kind of like fantastical but not fantasy.
Like
if you know what I
that.
mean,
Yeah.
like oh, I banged an elf or something like that. Or
Banged an elf?
Yeah, or
Good name for a book.
yeah, good name for a book. Could write that.
There you
I
go.
read a little bit of one of these Dragon Shifter books, because you can read a little bit on
yeah.
Amazon.
Yeah.
And in the first couple of paragraphs, it describes the fact that Hank Lennox has inherited the Lennox clan line. Because and it's as throwaway as this, because his dad died of a brain disease that only affects shifters.
How
And I was like, I want to know about that.
What a subtle detail to
how
throw
did they
in.
become shifters in the first place?
I think it's genetic.
Ah,
Yeah, but what came first, the dragon or the person?
I think in this world there are no dragons only.
Oh.
There are only dragon
Oh,
shifters.
well, I retract my question.
Yeah, because you're an idiot.
Yeah, well, now
But you
I've
feel pretty
been put in
stupid
my
now.
place.
I
Yeah.
think you should. I read an interview, because I've lived a life, and this is a sentence I'm saying out loud.
Yeah.
I read an interview with somebody who makes a living writing this kind of fiction.
Like disposable as fuck fiction.
like selling it on Amazon. You know, they can write a book in like a couple of days, and we're not talking like a book. It's
We're not
more like
talking
a novella.
like all of these are.
But you know, really, like most people only need like 2 minutes to read it, so that's fine. You know,
I mean, yeah, you won't finish the book, but you'll finish. You'll finish.
yeah, something will be finished. Yeah, and like they realised that it was like an evolutionary arms race with like the different fetishes. Because it's like once you've fallen in love with a dragon,
Yeah, that's it.
that opens up a whole new.
But now I'm done with dragons. Dragons don't turn me on anymore.
You're done. Like, dragons are yesterday's news,
Like,
but
dragons don't get
what
as
about-
hard anymore.
what about what about a dinosaur?
Oh, now you're speaking of my language.
Oh no!
What ostensibly
Is
is
this
the difference?
prosciutto you gave us?
This prosciutto is so racist.
Racist?
What ostensibly is the difference between a dinosaur and a dragon?
Well,
Apart
one
from the
actually
fire bit?
existed.
I think
yes.
I think it's like the
No, but let's all right. Let's
all right.
assume dragons exist.
Let's make a lot of assumptions. Okay?
Yeah.
Let's leap to that one.
Okay, let's
jump
say-
to that rock.
Let's put them side by side, and they say they both exist.
Okay, assumption 1, they existed.
Okay, cool.
We've established that.
Assumption 2, they're both extinct.
Well, let's say
Question mark.
Oh!
I'm saying, in the
Unless
context
Hank-
of this novel, or if a woman's moving from a dragon
To
to
a
a
dinosaur.
dinosaur,
To a dinosaur, yeah.
what would be more attractive about a dinosaur?
I'd say they were less attractive. A dinosaur.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, they're
But,
not.
but from a fetish, I think the point that John is leaning on here is the fact that it's a fetish. Like, you want to go for something a bit weird.
it's got to be a little forbidden,
Taboo.
the forbidden love.
Yeah.
We're not
Daddy,
kink-shaming
Between
here.
a woman and a dinosaur.
When a dinosaur loves a woman.
Daddy, I love Jeff. We're getting married.
But Leanne,
He's a stegosaurus.
he has retractable claws, Leanne.
Thing is, if a T-Rex gives his human bride away, he's got very short arms.
He's very little.
How's he going to shake the groom's hand and
And he
things like
can't,
that
he
and give
can't
her away?
embrace her.
When he's holding it, when he's trying to do his speech, he's
Imagine
got his
a
little,
T-Rex,
he's got his
right?
little cue card.
Imagine a T-Rex walking his human daughter down the aisle.
I mean, it's idiocy.
That would look ridiculous.
What a ridiculous scene you've painted.
And his tail is just like sweeping page boys, like left, right. But this guy, and he would write erotic fiction,
Sure.
about cave women
Cave women, right.
and
Dinosaurs.
dinosaurs
Right.
having erotic relations.
Okay.
And all the covers would be a very bad Photoshop of like a woman in like a fur bikini
Nice.
And
Because
a
that's what they wore back
and a
then.
T-Rex.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And we're not talking like
I don't want to read the paragraphs where they badonkadonk though. Like
well, somebody does.
Oh, wow.
I think that's the point. Like he was saying, like I make a living. I'm making money.
I'd feel like I'd have to have a shower after I wrote those paragraphs.
You need a hell of a cover story for family reunions.
Right, what do you do, Frank?
Hey Barry, how do you pay the bills? Eh? You never seem to leave that house.
I write dinosaur fiction. Oh.
But the sheer mechanics of that
Ah.
would take up half the book.
Yes,
Like the descriptive bit about how this is happening.
yes, and he alluded in the interview to the fact that
They have little penises.
he takes certain liberties with the genitalia,
Oh my god.
but it is
But otherwise it's sound, yeah.
scientifically, paleontologically, it's sound.
Well, that's what I care most about, to be fair. So.
I mean, let's be honest.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, it's
I need you
another-
to open it.
another beer on the table.
There's
Yeah.
more beers coming out.
Please open another beer on the in front of the
Do it on
microphone.
mic.
That'd
Let's
be
do it
great.
on
Yeah.
mic.
Don't worry, I'll fix this in post. It's fine.
No one's gonna be able to
did
tell.
it?
No, it's perfect. No,
No one's gonna tell.
No one will even hear this.
No
bit.
one's gonna hear.
This is for us.
No.
This is on the cutting room floor. We say anything we
This
like.
is just
now.
a break.
I love dinosaurs.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm the person keeping Barry in business.
Yeah.
I'm paying for his work.
I just want to picture myself riding bareback on a stegosaurus.
I was going to say it's so good to finally say it out loud, but I'm so glad that no one will ever listen to
I'm
this.
so glad you're cutting
Yeah.
this. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, right. Should we get ready? Okay, we're
that's
back
brilliant.
in. No,
That's
we're
a
back.
relief. We're back in.
Ha! Well, I think we can all agree that
That's weird.
That's quite funny, Nick.
oh yeah, yeah.
I'm glad you brought it up.
Yes.
Hello, Chris.
Hello,
Do you
John.
have a love?
Yeah.
Tell
You
me
got a
more.
note?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
Tell
yeah.
me more. I mean,
Right. Tenable.
What?
Have you ever watched Tenable? Tenable.
What?
It's a game show.
Okay.
I love it.
Spell it.
Tenable.
As in the word tenable.
As in untenable,
Something is
but
tenable.
with
or
the
untenable.
unremoved.
Wait, so it is plausible. That's what we're saying. Like
It can happen.
yeah,
it's possible.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the idea. So the show is presented by Warwick Davis
Oh yeah.
of Star Wars fame and Harry Potter fame.
Legend.
And every show they have a team of 5 come in, and then they each.
Why not 10?
Well, that's a good point. You should talk to someone about that.
I'm out.
No, you'll love it. You'll
John
love
hates
it.
it.
I don't care anymore.
We're going to play around in a minute. It's going to be great.
Oh,
we're gonna get to play in this space.
Interaction. I'm back in. I'm back in.
So it's a team of 5,
Okay.
and they each have a round for a cash builder. So
cash.
they'll get given a certain subject, and it can vary from football to science to anything, literally anything. And there's 10 answers.
History.
Right.
History, anything,
Anything.
any
Anything,
topic you can
right,
care
yeah,
to think of.
okay.
There's 10 answers,
Dragon
and
shifters?
you've got arts. Yeah,
Yeah.
Romance novels.
yep,
That as well.
yeah, all of
okay.
them, all of them, all of them.
Taxidermy.
Yep. You actually probably could have. What are the top 10 animals to do taxidermy with?
Probably hedgehogs and foxes. 'cause of
Squirrels.
Sonic.
A bird,
So there-
an owl.
Yeah.
So there's a board and it's got numbers 1 to 10 on it. It's
Sure.
like a pyramid.
Right.
1 at the top, 10 at the bottom, and you've got to get the top 10 answers to do your cash builder.
Right.
So you've got to get to 5, and then you start building your cash.
Okay.
Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm just doing a burp. You have 1 life. If you get 2 wrong answers, you're out.
Right.
You're out, and you have to sit out the rest of the game.
So are you like Blockbuster, like climbing your way up the pyramid?
No, you can get it in any order. You just got to get the top 10.
Right.
That's the idea. So you get $1,000 for your 6th answer, and then it builds up to about 25 grand, I think.
Okay.
And they each get around to do this.
Fine.
So then you get the final, and it's the same premise. So you've got to get 10, say, countries. There was one I watched the other day. Between Haiti and Jamaica, alphabetically, what are the 10 countries?
Oh my god.
And they actually won on that round.
Well, I'd have lost.
What? I
there
don't
you go.
even know where any of those places are.
Yeah.
I'm
Hungary is one of them.
Okay.
There you go.
That's for free.
I'm going to do a round with you. This is a genuine round.
Okay.
From Tenable.
So can we,
presented
like-
by Warwick Davis.
So do we get to confer and then
For the purposes of this, you two can confer. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
or would it normally be
But
you just kind of keep
Normally,
shouting answers?
normally you're
or-
on your own. So you get
Okay.
you get
Oh.
you get up to 10 guesses, obviously, to get the 10 answers. You get 1 life. So once you lose your life, you basically have 1 more chance. And if you get another one wrong, you lose all your money
Oh no.
and you are out of the game.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Okay.
this round is called the 10 varieties of Tesco own brand not baked beans, tin beans.
The 10 varieties.
What there are 10 variants
Yep.
on?
The 10 varieties of Tesco own brand
God.
tinned beans. This is a genuine round.
Okay.
From the
so,
show Tenable.
Okay.
Now, Warwick Davis always does a bit of T's and C's before every round, so I'm going
very
to give you
good.
the T's and C's.
Hit me up.
This is not how they are prepared, i.e. baked beans. You can't say baked beans.
This is just
Fried
what they
beans.
are.
This
baked
is this
beans.
is not how they are prepared. All of them have beans in the title.
Right.
Oh, okay.
So here we go. Kidney beans.
So there are up to 10 answers. I have
I'm
them,
very confident
I have
about
them
kidney
here.
Cool your jets.
Kidney beans, yeah, is one
See,
of them.
confidence.
Damn it, okay, right.
But you see that shape, that tells us now context. You see, it's king.
So God,
So other kinds of beans. I think there's one which is like five varieties or something.
butter beans.
Butter beans.
There's the 5 bean salad.
Could it be that?
I mean, I bought that.
In a tin?
Yeah, in a tin.
5 bean salad.
No.
Fuck!
What? I
See-
bought that. That's real.
So you've lost your life.
That's real.
I'm going to give you 2 lives because there's 2 of you.
Where's Warwick?
Okay.
Where does he live? I'm coming for him.
Yeah, we'll come for him.
So John's lost his life.
It's not the 10 most popular. That's why. No one buys 5 bean
It's
salad.
not the most popular. It's literally the 10 Tesco owned brands that are available.
I've bought a tin.
John's bought it, man.
But that's 5 different kinds of beans.
I see. Okay.
Oh.
And was that Tesco owned brand? See?
I thought it was.
Well, I don't know.
What other kinds of beans are there?
Lima beans? Kidney beans, butter beans.
Broad beans.
Broad beans, yeah.
Yeah,
In a
that
tin?
one.
Yeah.
Okay,
In a
we'll
tin.
take
wow,
it.
that's 3. Okay. Runner? No, that's crazy.
Not in a tin.
Not in a tin.
Well, this is
Not
madness.
in a tin.
Not until Brexit hits,
I mean,
and everything will be in tins then.
the entire weekly shop will come in 1 tin.
Yeah.
Which you have to bury in the garden. Future generations.
It's a massive tin.
In hope they'll grow into other tins.
It's actually a tin with an engine on the front. You just drive it home.
You get to live in it as well. It'd be an Anderson shelter.
You'd be lucky if you get to fucking live in it. What other kind of beans are there?
Butter beans, broad beans, kidney
stick 'em up your bum.
beans. Give me more beans. Nick.
Give me some beans. What about French beans?
No.
Oh, okay.
So you've now lost. You've got 1 more guess between you,
Oh, Jesus.
Well, it's got to be a good one.
and you've got. If it's wrong, then I'm just gonna.
Beans.
You're
a
out.
type of bean.
Why can't I think of any beans?
I know. It's like all my
Why'd you wait
training.
until the end of the show for this? I've drunk a lot of beer at
I
this
mean, like,
point.
why did I even go to university? I can only name 2 beans.
I
This is
did bean
ridiculous.
studies as well.
I know.
Full disclosure, I've never heard of most of these beans.
Oh,
What about like? Isn't one like Arico beans? Arico.
Arico beans.
Yes.
Yes.
Fun fact: they are the beans that go into baked beans.
There you
I
go.
didn't know that.
HARICOT.
Yeah.
Arico.
Okay.
Arico beans.
Okay, we're still in the game.
Still in the game. There's more beans though.
Is it?
How many have we got now?
You've got 4.
Fuck, we're not even at the cash building
Is
yet.
a lima?
not even reached the cash builder.
Is a lima bean?
You said that, didn't you?
I didn't say it out loud. I mean, I kind of said it, but not like. As
It is a thing.
official
Lima
answer.
beans.
No.
Fuck!
So you've got kidney beans, broad beans, butter beans, and Arico
Yeah.
beans.
4.
So you got 4, which is shit. You're out.
Okay, great. Well,
So do
Warwick.
you want to know the answers?
Yes.
Whole green beans,
Well, we'd have never got that. I might have said green beans.
pinto beans, cannellini beans,
Oh, I have heard of those.
Borlotti beans.
Nope, no one knows what they are.
Black-eyed beans.
It's black-eyed peas, I think you'll find.
And black beans. There you go.
Black
They are the 10 Tesco own brand according to Tesco.com.
Well, screw Tesco.com.
And Warwick Davis.
Screw Warwick Davis.
So it's a great show.
Screw Richard Osmond as well,
So
probably.
if we said
He's on Pointless. It's very similar to Pointless.
So
Isn't it?
if we'd come up with 6, we would have won.
You would have won 2,500.
And then it incrementally increases.
Yeah, up to 25, I think.
Wow.
So yeah, there's all different rounds like that, and it's a really good show if you're just sort of eating your dinner and you're thinking, oh, there's something to think about while you're
when you
eating
eat
dinner.
a dinner of beans.
Yeah, when you're eating a dinner of beans that's actually Yorkshire puddings or something, I don't know.
Yeah, Yorkshire pudding full of beans.
Yeah.
Just imagine 10 beans on a plate.
10 bean salad.
10 bean salad.
It's not tenable.
5 beans
It's
salad.
completely
my,
untenable.
My ass. Well,
I've
is that it?
That's it. That's it.
I liked
It's
it.
a good
Oh,
show.
That's
It was
beautiful.
That's a
yeah.
good show,
It's
though.
great.
Do you have any loves from
I do have a couple of loves for
Hit
you.
us up.
I have one from Simon Puggleton IV.
Ah, yes. He's always on a drip.
And I agree with him on this. He's always on a trip. Because I've seen this. It's a recommendation. I have a love and a recommendation, he says.
Hit us
Okay,
up.
hit us up.
I love pitch meetings via Screen Rant on YouTube.
I've just been watching
They're really
those.
good.
They're
really good.
really funny.
They
yeah.
are hilarious and a 4-minute nugget of joy. They're brilliant.
Seek them out. There's no point in us describing it because, just go watch them. They're really, really funny ways of taking the piss out of movies.
Yeah. They're
Genuinely,
it's very
really,
good.
really
I
fun.
will check it out.
Pitch meetings, screen run.
Pitch meetings.
And I also have one from Andrew Stevens.
Fan of the show, friend of the show, good
Friend
man.
of the people.
Good man, does good work.
And Andrew says, I love when Netflix uses random screenshots as the movie poster, especially when the screenshot is totally out of context and
Yes.
gives the wrong idea of the movie.
This is great.
This is the sequel to The Ring. Looks like some intense family drama or a rom-com, not the killing VHS horror movie that it really is.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's just a woman and a man hugging.
That's Ring.
It is incredible.
That's completely ridiculous.
And The Ring is obviously the woman crawls out of television.
Yes.
And
Kills
stops
people.
your heart or something.
Yeah.
I won't go on about this too long, but I have watched a video about how that works.
Yes,
And
the
they-
algorithm
And they have
shifts.
this crazy algorithm which will run through a movie, and the computer will identify what it considers to be good thumbnails.
For you.
Well, no, it
Oh, I
makes,
see.
it makes like a short list,
Sure.
and then a human goes through and whittles that down to maybe like a handful of
Yeah,
better
like 4 or
ones.
5.
But then for every movie, there is like 4 or 5 in reserve,
Right.
and then they break down all the users and their viewing habits. So
Okay.
they look at, Chris Ray,
Yeah,
shall we say.
sure.
and
And
they're
he
like-
always watches movies that have a thumbnail with a sexy male torso in them.
Yeah.
Say.
Yeah.
So they will find, oh, it's Lord of the Rings. Like, oh,
They'll find that shot of Aragorn
it's
taking
that
his top
Yeah.
off.
split second where like,
Where Shelob has just taken her top off.
and they'll build it, and it's like it's all designed to like just hone in on your.
It's worrying actually how good it is because I think Netflix has learned, hey, Nick likes cartoons, which isn't hard to learn. But it will create cartoony thumbnails for live action films.
What?
Yeah, so like Brooklyn Nine-Nine, the comedy
Yeah.
show, it created or didn't create it. Maybe I don't know what level of AI we're at now, but like it was like a sort of cell shadedy cartoony drawing of one of the main characters from that show.
There you go, see.
That is spooky.
So they get you.
Not what the show looks like. But like that's stupid because if it really thinks I only watch cartoons, I'll click on that. It won't be a cartoon. I won't watch it. So it's not going to work anyway.
Well, it's like Love, Death, Robots came out recently, which is like this
Oh,
kind
yes.
of
I haven't
sci-fi
seen it, but I saw it
anthology.
on the
I've seen it all.
thing. Yeah.
And a lot of people.
I don't want to brag, but
this,
I've seen it all. So.
this is when it kind of came to the attention to a lot of people because people will say like, "Well, what do you think of episode 2? That was really like sad, wasn't it?" They go like, "What do you mean?
That
Like,
wasn't my
episode 2
episode."
was really funny." We're like,
What, they put it in different order?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they would order the
Algorithmised.
episodes based on the order they thought you would enjoy them in.
Oh.
Which it got completely wrong for me because it launched with one that I didn't like at all. So, what on Netflix?
Laughing on the other side of your face now, aren't you?
Yeah.
Netflix.
So,
Any more loves? Or
No,
is that...
that's it.
Oh, well,
Well,
thank
thank
you.
you.
Thank you for your contribution.
Thanks,
if
everyone.
you want to send in a love, valued listener,
Hit us up on Facebook. That's
Send
the best
us a
way to do
postcard.
it.
Facebook's the best place.
To the
Yeah,
usual
come-
address.
Come to the soapbox and shout and rant.
Yeah, it's a lovely, caring community where people just complain about things. And,
Yeah, and then comment on other
It's like
things.
Twitter.
It's like Twitter, but we all share in.
It's like Twitter, but you don't want to kill yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As much.
There's less arguing.
It's like Twitter, but you don't need to scrub yourself down afterwards. Yeah.
I've uninstalled Twitter now. I'm done.
I wish I could. I'm shackled to it, but like I don't enjoy it. In fact, I actively resent it on a daily basis.
I rely on it for football updates.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what I use it for now. And then I just see all the other shit.
It is a god awful play. Anyway,
What won?
What won? Love or hate?
I think we had some strong hates this time.
Yeah.
Brought a lot of happiness, which
I
is
feel
not the
quite
right...
passionately about our hates.
Yes,
I must be honest.
I mean, the hates brought a lot of joy, so I'm happy to go with hate, even though the love came with food.
Yeah, actually, that's really true. But I'm not.
You're just trying to sway us.
Yeah,
with the
I'm
food,
not trying
though.
to let
Oh,
you.
what's this under the table?
What's that?
Oh, no more
Oh, it's a
ham!
cheese platter. Oh, do enjoy the cheese. I think hate won. That's fine. Good.
Yeah, hate wins out again.
Good.
Woo!
Yeah.
So thanks for listening, everyone.
Yeah, it's been delightful. Thank you so
Nice
much
one.
for joining us.
Cheers, then.
Do come find us on Facebook. Lovely
Sign up
community.
to the old Patreon with just $1 a month. You can get our bonus
oh,
episode.
there it is. Oh,
That was good.
Just slipped out, didn't
That
it?
was
How
good.
easy was that?
Oh, cheeky little plug.
This
Good
is how we
advertising, that.
can do it going forward. It's what the pros do.
We're gonna say like, don't ask what we can do for you.
No.
Ask what you can do for us. I think that's what Kennedy said. And look at him now.
Paraphrasing.
He's dead.
He's
But
dead,
That's
but-
fine. We don't want to talk about it. But
It's not because of that
let's
that he
not
died.
let's not dwell on the past. What's more important is
What can you do for us?
if you could. Let's think of this as a pyramid scheme.
Sure.
Tell a friend.
Just tell a
Tell a
friend.
friend.
Tell a friend to
If
tell
each
their
of you
friend. That's
get
more of
one-
a line.
Yeah.
Each of you get
Pyramid.
one person to listen to the show. We'll keep making it.
Each of you find two people.
Okay.
Two people.
This is
There's
a push now.
Got to pyramidise it.
Okay.
You know?
3
Who
years.
don't already listen to the show.
Yeah.
That would be better.
Tell a friend. But if you could
Don't cheat by telling 2 people who already know about the show because we'll
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Oh, we'll find you.
Oh, we'll find you.
we'll find you.
We'll shift into dragons and we'll fly over the top. We'll find where you're running through the
And
forest.
believe me, that window to taxidermy.gov is always open on my browser, so don't think I won't find a.
We will cut your skin off.
I've always got a human mold in reserve.
Oh, you've got to have one.
But no, please, any help you can give us in, giving us a review on iTunes, spreading the word, telling a friend. This kind of stuff only grows by word of mouth, and your support is greatly appreciated. It keeps us in the cured meat.
It does.
Yeah.
And you can enjoy that meat too by listening to us eat it. So everyone wins.
That's the entire Patreon profits gone.
All $6 gone. Anyway, I guess we'll see you in 2 weeks' time.
All right.
Good night. Sleep well.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye then. See ya.